So this is the Leatherman Surge clone brand called Multiper out of China, of course. And it's basically the same as many others, slight differences, but there's a whole slew of these Surge clones that are pretty much the same thing. There's, as I said, small variations. And this one's being praised by a lot of fellow YouTubers as the Leatherman killer because it's very cheap. I paid 35 euros for it. It's gone up since then. Now it's, I think, closer to the 50 euro mark. And when you compare it to the price of a Leatherman Surge, it's very tempting indeed. But it's not a Leatherman killer. And I'll tell you why. Because I've got right here the Leatherman killer. This is a 20-year-old, more than 20 years old, original Leatherman wave. And you can see it's been beat up. It's been used. And that's what I don't see in a lot of YouTubers. They're reviewing tools day in, day out, and clearly they're not using them. This one has been used and abused. You might, if you're old enough to remember, the original Leatherman actually had needle nose pliers. This one does not. Why? Because I destroyed them. I destroyed one tip, and it was a legitimate destruction. It's not that the steel was bad or anything like that. I was trying to remove a sheared bolt off a Toyota Corolla. I drilled a few holes into the bolt, wedged in the pliers, and the tip snapped. Ended up moving it, so it did help me out, but that was the end of that. And then going through the tools here, simple screwdriver, flathead, another flathead, and this one broke on me, and I actually manually manufactured this replacement and tried to make a sort of parcel package breaker. It's questionable in terms of its use, but everything else is working fine. The scissors are still brilliant, really good. I better close it. This original Leatherman wave does not have locking tools. It was the first one that came out, but everything is working just fine. And again, it's been used and abused. You got your 4 external quick deploy tools. Nothing wrong with the blade. It's been sharpened many times. The sort of serrated blade as well. It's been sharpened a few times. It works great. The diamond file, after you can see a lot of use and abuse, needs a bit of cleaning, but it's fine as well. It's still delivering performance. And how is this little baby better than this? Well, first of all, it's got more native useful features in it. It's standalone. This one comes with, a hex bit driver, but then you have to carry all these hex bits with you. It weighs, I don't know, a lot more. And, this one's been around, used and abused, as I said. Look at what I did to unscrew them. I didn't have the right tools to unscrew and take it apart to do the repairs, so I just hacked it, basically. I had this for 3 months. Didn't use it that much, light duty work, until one day I needed to snap a wire. And guess what? It broke. It's crap steel. It is no good. The moment you give it, I was hiding it from you with this magnet, but it just sheared off in one hot supper. This has cut bigger wires. In fact, when this broke, I pulled this out of the van, which was the handiest tool I had at the moment to do that. and it went through 3 of these same wires that broke this one on the first go. So what's the value of this? Nothing. And then this is a copy of the Leatherman Surge, and there's things about it that I just don't agree with. First of all, the bit driver. I mean, we're talking about a multi-tool, something that's supposed to be ultimately handy and accessible, and to be carrying a pile of bits with you. You know, if you're at that stage of needing tools, you just carry screwdrivers with you or a proper bit driver. It's kind of defeating the purpose of what a multi-tool means to be. And then on top of that, now I know the one on the Leatherman Surge is better, but this T-shank adapter that we've got, this is absolutely terrible. Oh, wrong place, excuse me. Where's it now? On the other side. Here it is. This T-shank adapter. I mean, first of all, the utilities it comes with, why not just put the file in there and have a good quality file? I'm gonna get the Leatherman out of the way. You put this in, and you're gonna use this massive heavy tool as your little slicing X-Acto knife sort of utensil. I mean, you might as well just carry it as it is. And then this is just another knife that you keep on the side of your multi-tool, because your multi-tool doesn't have an X-Acto knife. You already have a blade on this thing. Just use the blade and keep it sharp, and get a quality blade that stays sharp and holds an edge. You know, a multi-tool is not made for surgery. This is completely pointless utensil. It's just to sell you the tool. And then the saw. Put the saw in here instead of a fixed one like the Leatherman has. I mean, I've been using this saw on the Leatherman for 40 years, not 40 years, sorry, for 25, 26 years. And I've cut a lot of wood with this thing, and it works. It still works as good as 20 years ago. It's fantastic. Why would you need anything that is, you know, bad quality that you're going to have to be able to interchange it? And this thing, yeah, it does saw well. It's not bad until you have a little bit of weeble wobble on the side, and then this plate goes to shit. This plate has been bent out and deformed a million times. You can already see that it's offline there, and it gets more and more wobbly, and then I have to like hammer it into place. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. It's no good. It's no good. If you need a saw, if you really need a saw that much, more than what your multi-tool can give you, buy it, get an independent saw, or just have a multi-tool for what it's supposed to be, a handy all-rounder that can do a bit of everything, but not necessarily great at anything. That's why they make big boy tools. Don't get me wrong, I EDC multi-tools all the time. They're incredibly handy and versatile. But some things, I mean, you're losing space for one good utensil here. Really, just put in a proper saw or a proper file, and that's it. You know, commit to something, and then all the space this bit driver keeps is just unbelievable real estate. That means you have to carry all these other bits and stuff. Not great. And to continue on with the critique, these tools in here, all very, very good, very useful. I'll keep the awl. A big flathead screwdriver that doubles up as a chisel or as a pry tool. That's good too. But this little double screwdriver holder, all the real estate you have there for another good tool, you're using it to hold this small little screwdriver I mean, this is useful. I've used it. It's great. But when you look at what Victorinox do, they'll put something like this in the scales, somewhere out of the way where you're not taking up all this real estate. It's just dumb. No complaints about that. That's fine. But yeah, a garbage tool. And when you actually look at the economics of it, this was a gift from a good friend many years ago. Value of this was, if I had bought it myself, I think it was under $100, but close to it. Had this for 26 years. If I think back now on, I got this in and around the year 2000, 2001. So yeah, it's 2026 now, 26 years. And this has been used and abused. It's gotten me a lot of mileage. I used this for serious once, maybe twice in 3 months, and it broke. So when you do the math on, longevity versus what do you call this, investment, get yourself a quality tool. There are plenty of quality tools. This is not an endorsement of Leatherman. I'm actually a bit pissed off of them because when this broke, I wasn't living in the U.S. It had been a gift, and they didn't honor the warranty. It was still in warranty at the time, and they just gave me the cold shoulder. They asked me where I bought the tool. I'm like, it was a gift. I don't know, somewhere in New York. That's all I know, and and they didn't honor the warranty. So for that reason, I've got a bit of a chip on my shoulder for Leatherman, but can't say anything against the quality of the tools they used to make, and I'm sure they're still making very good tools. I've since moved on to Victorinox, and this is a beast. I've had this thing for 15 years, and it looks and it feels new. I actually recently bought a new one, identical to this one. Actually, not quite identical because this one doesn't have the scissors and the new one does. But this thing is pristine, and I have used it and abused it. It's not perfect, but I've used it and abused it, and it's looking great. It feels great. It's got great features. You got a square right there. That's one of the things they don't even advertise. And that's perfect 90-degree square. Every time you open it, it locks into place. No matter how you put this in, you've got a square or a straight ruler line. Just little things. And guess what? These guys don't mess around with bit holders or anything like that. They really have the everyday carry and the multi-tool experience down to a fine art. And I love the way they solved it. You can get this one if you want bit drivers. You can get this one with a slightly larger carry pouch with a standard mini ratchet that you can get from any other brand. And that's a profound statement in and of itself. At the moment you're, putting bit drivers on this, you're taking away so much capacity of just handy in the pocket, one little thing. If you want if you want proper screws and all sorts of bits, just get yourself a screwdriver with bits or a separate bit driver. It just doesn't make any sense. Just like this, what am I going to put this into a T-shank holder to have a massive holder thing here, a ridiculously large. Look, it even holds it. And that doesn't really hold it. To have a ridiculously large, it's just absurd. If you're going to have an X-Acto knife, surgical sort of blade, this is good on itself. And saw, get a good saw, it'll last forever. I've done a lot more sawing with this one than I have with the Leatherman, and this saw is just superior. It is unbelievably good. I mean, it doesn't look like much from looking at it, but this thing knocks the socks off of definitely the Chinesium Multipler brand, and it is slightly better than the Leatherman one as well. It's very good. So that's it. That's my opinion in a nutshell. Hope you enjoy it.